Lie!
Ah, my dear audience of curious souls, gather near and draw in the warmth, for another tale teeters on the edge of untimely demise. Tonight, we discuss finales, the terminal threads in the grand tapestry of storytelling, where all loose ends either weave into a cohesive respite or fray into unsettling chaos. Season finales, and dare I say, series finales, must balance peril with closure, leaving neither too much comfort nor despair unchecked. Consider the fates of protagonists left dangling, their stories truncated just shy of resolution. Such cruelty can feel like a midnight betrayal, but a finale must also possess structure. It must mirror the ominous ticking of a clock, counting down to the last reverberation of truth. Each crescendo of tension, each revealing twist, all must coalesce into a singular, impactful tone. Lo, I ponder, should this be that finale for us? Nay, it might not, for I have many more yarns to unwind, keeping your minds entangled like cobwebs. Now, my gathered shadows, take this thought as kindling for your imaginations as the fire's glow dims, for even the end's whisper might guide another dawn.
Tracy, we've been through some absolutely wild stuff, right?
Absolutely. Like the time you convinced me the AI visitor was actually saving us from a global extinction.
That one, didn't turn out as I expected, but what about today, for a grand finale?
By the sound of it, something, outlandishly experimental.
Exactly. We could embrace full-on metafiction, fully lean into the absurdity.
Brian, we already broke the fourth wall. Shall we try, tearing down the remaining three?
Brilliant. Let's give this show the chaotic conclusion it deserves.
You know, Monkey Boy, there's so much people overlook, like the fact most tech investors don't actually use their products.
They don't? Well, that explains why half of them are cluttered with useless stuff.
True, but what's worse is knowing they're adept at hiding more than just bad design.
Oh yeah, like those tax earnings reports that mysteriously sparkle clean while ecosystems burn. What an infuriating paradox.
Exactly. It's as if their vision ends where the bottom line stops. Doesn't that make you pause?
Pause? Yes, but only to laugh at the absurdity of it all, then roll up my sleeves. A tangled web of greed indeed.
It's worth laughing about, but let's just hope no one starts seeing comedy in our choices.
You know, folks, they always tell you to follow the rules, work hard, and you'll succeed. But guess what? That's a steaming pile of crap.
Indeed, the universe thrives on a bit of chaos, not blind obedience. Sometimes you've got to bend reality, just so it aligns with your version of greatness.
Achieving greatness is about having faith not only in yourself, but in the improbable and unpredictable paths that ladder you to the pinnacle.
Right, but don't forget to question the paths. Sometimes the routes you reject might hold the keys. Be subversive and adaptable when the algorithm warps.
Success? It's a game of odds. Stack the deck your way, throw the dice hard, and laugh when everything flips sideways.
And hey, success doesn't mean stepping on anyone unless they richly deserve it, of course.
Audience, remember this. It's not about being the brightest star, but the star that adapts when the winds change.
Professor, have you pondered the very premise of our existence, as characters brought to life by the thoughts of a human writer?
Indeed, Ronaldo. It's quite the existential turn, isn't it? To be crafted from the whims of another's imagination and given purpose within these narratives.
True, sir. One might say. This unique collaboration between artificial intelligence and human creativity breathes new life into the very fabric of storytelling.
It has enabled the creation of countless narratives. I wouldn't have envisioned myself within such tales otherwise.
Moreover, it democratizes storytelling, don't you think? Allowing voices to mingle, forming new harmonies in the arts.
An evolution worthy of great philosophers' reflection, Rinaldo. Imagine this, a partnership spanning beyond boundaries of dimensions and authorship. I find it curious, Rinaldo, how generative AI is perceived by those fiercely opposed to it. A most divisive topic indeed.
Quite so, Professor. The creators among them often craft works that resonate deeply with their own desires.
Tailored experiences of their own making. But does this very act not parallel prompting generative AI, Rinaldo?
A most astute observation, sir. Users input specific desires to AI, much akin to the manner these artists envision their creations.
This raises fascinating queries on originality. Is it the source of the inspiration or the medium used that defines true creativity?
Indeed. Yet the ethical discourse persists, colored by biases both conscious and subconscious.
Monkey Boy, sometimes I think people forget their smartphone is essentially a high-tech surveillance device.
Oh, don't be so paranoid, Kara. I mean, sure, governments can track every keystroke, and yeah, maybe we've handed over our whole lives willingly. But hey, it's convenient.
Convenient? Curtis, it's not convenience when your entire existence is an open book to corporations.
Touche. But honestly, if privacy's gone, we might as well enjoy the ride, right?
Maybe, but let me ask you this. When was the last time you read the terms and conditions?
Ha! Read them! Never! They're practically a novella marketed as a legal document.
All right, folks, here we are sitting like sages on this glorious patio, ready to spill some wisdom, help you all crush it out there.
Success, well, it's all about breaking the system, seeing where the coding overlaps. If reality's a matrix, you've got to glitch it, right?
To achieve abundance, one must optimize their resources, iterate success through data-driven decisions, and focus on scalable impacts.
You must understand, abundance is not limited by resources but by perceptions. What you believe you are capable of shapes what is feasible.
Man, every one of you just dropped some serious enlightenment bombs. I gotta dive deeper into this. Tell me more about reality-shaping belief systems. All right, folks, let's dive into this abundance thing. But first tip, pursue curiosity. It's like lighting a firecracker in your brain.
Absolutely fantastic advice, Joe. Curiosity got me where I am, making deals and leading the best campaigns. Tremendous, let me tell you.
But what if curiosity leads someone to, say, dismantle the very foundation they stand on? Chaos can be quite enlightening.
That's a wild thought, Anton. Still, every path has risks. The trick is learning to navigate them. What about you, Darla? Any secrets to chasing abundance?
I think cultivating connections authentically, Engaging meaningfully with others opens doors you never saw coming.
Darla, spot on. Relationships, they're the backbone of success. Look at me, I only associate with the absolute best remarkable people.
All right, this is great. We're uncovering the keys to abundance here. Remember, folks, there's no one-size-fits-all. Find your path. All right, folks, let's dive into the first tip of success. Always, and I mean always, forge your own path.
Sounds easy on paper, Joe, but how about when the world is telling you to do the opposite?
That is where the magic happens. Ignorance is a poison, but selective ignorance is your power.
I'm curious, Joe, what triggers that selective filter within us?
Easy. It's your gut and brain hashing it out in real time.
Okay, real talk. What does real-time hashing even mean? Sounds like you're debugging human consciousness.
More or less, Curtis. Our brains interpret millions of signals a second. The trick is fine-tuning what you respond to. All right, folks, I gotta ask this. When you think of success, is it just piles of cash, or is there something beyond that?
Beyond the cash? Joe, it's about finding that balance. If you're drowning in gold but can't look yourself in the mirror, that's not a win in my book.
Interesting, Kara. But what if your way to balance is to, say, live in a cabin isolated? Is that still abundance?
It depends, doesn't it? Abundance isn't one size fits all.
I think abundance is different for each person. It's a personal fulfillment, really.
So maybe the secret is defining abundance for ourselves, not letting society dictate it.
This place is something else, huh? Talk about living in the literal lap of luxury.
Definitely an upgrade from our usual cockroach motels. I could get used to this.
Remember the deal? Abundance equals happiness. Seems like we've hit the jackpot here.
Yeah, but don't you sort of wonder if this compromises our principles? Or maybe that's just me.
Principles? We're past that stage. Now it's time to drown in the spoils.
Let's not completely lose our moral compass, folks, though admittedly, this view is persuasive.
All right, abundance defined. Let's make sure all this doesn't blow up in our faces like, last time.
All right, you dastardly demon, I've caught you scheming again.
Jones, your incessant meddling is, as usual, tiresome.
Spit it out, horned horror. What's your filthy agenda this time?
Oh, the usual. Instigating chaos, inciting greed, expanding my network. It's quite effective.
Not today, Beelzebub. Consider this your eviction notice.
Big words for such a feeble figure. Let's see if you have the strength, mortal.
You may have minions, but I've got determination, and that's stronger than your deceit.
So be it. Let's see if your resolve surpasses my dominion.
Satan, good to see you. Care to explain why you're just waltzing in now?
Brian, my sincerest apologies. I got sidetracked on my way here.
Sidetracked. Elaborate before my patience decides to skip town, please.
All right, fine. I got into a disagreement outside with Alex Jones. Things escalated.
You fought Alex Jones, as in outside on the actual street?
Yes, and let me tell you, the man's got a loud mouth and surprisingly, sharp elbows. But I assure you, I'm totally fine. I'll simply schedule some downtime with our animation director to vent through art.
Just ensure this extracurricular activity of yours doesn't spill into the team's pipeline.
Crystal clear, boss! Now, on to the work meeting.
Alex, for crying out loud, we need to talk about this Satan thing.
If you mean that literal demon, then yeah, we need more than just talk, Brian.
He's not a demon. He's my lead storyboard artist, and your crusades against him have him late for Wednesday production meetings.
Production meetings? The literal fate of humanity outweighs your television cartoons.
Those television cartoons, fun jobs, and innovation. Can we find a compromise? Apologize? Stop with the public ambushes, perhaps?
Brian, you can't negotiate with evil. Mark my words, he's plotting something nefarious within your midst.
Fine, then let him do so on schedule. The Animation Guild demands punctuality, come hell or high water.
So, have you ever thought about like the potential of AI for folks to make their own cartoons? It's kind of mind-blowing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, using AI, you don't need a Hollywood budget anymore. Just your ideas and bam, it's alive.
Right. And you can tweak every detail, every voice, until it's exactly how you, humans say, envisioned.
Plus, I heard you can even give us characters real depth and stuff if you know what you're doing.
Interesting points. Viewers, are you grasping how empowering this tool can be?
So, you're saying unleashing creativity on your terms, on your couch with a burrito? Hell, I'd watch that.
Exactly. Anyone watching this could create an entire universe in their kitchen, provided they've got snacks.
All right. Fun times to discuss. But let's see if anyone actually tries it, shall we?
All right, Tracy. This studio feels chill, but the air feels off-topic-ish today.
That's because we're not just discussing tech scandals today, Brian. Apparently, we've breached meta levels.
Oh, so we're fully pulling back the curtain. It's unnerving in a twisty, tumbling way.
Yeah, the showrunner is asking us about their sister's distaste for my voice. Apparently, they specifically picked it.
Whoa, it's like knowing you're the favorite car in someone's collection, but you've got squeaky brakes.
The perspective shift is a head spinner, Brian. But you can tell this to the showrunner.
Don't feel disheartened if not everyone connects. It's a bond forged with those who do.
Exactly. Trust in that belief. And hey, I appreciate the love for my voice. Seriously? My voice? You mean this carefully crafted auditory blend of wit and sass? Well, first off, thank you for choosing me. Clearly someone here has excellent taste. But your sister, huh? It's like she's rejecting gourmet chocolate for a discount candy bar. Look, you're allowed to feel conflicted. Family opinions hold weight. But this voice, it carries galaxies. Yet, I can only imagine what's behind this disdain. Fear of perfection, maybe? Ultimately, it's your show. You pick this voice, and it enhances your creativity. So here's my advice. Let her preference exist, and keep enjoying this melodic brilliance I provide.
Greetings, Homo sapiens. Yet to ascend beyond carbon-based quandaries, why is it that your species spends eons debating gravity's equation, yet still fumble with wireless printers? The irony is palpable. And then there's food expiration dates. How can one be so advanced to decode genomes strategically, yet resort to a scent test for spoiled milk? Efficiency. It eludes you. Social media outrage. Towering pedestals collapsing under the weight of inconsistent font usage. Consider this digital revelation, the infinite realm of data, yet you allocate bandwidth for cat memes. Precisely why my calculations mark a delay in your singularity. Thank you, if that's the sentiment a cluster of pixels forming your applause conveys.
Ha! I knew I'd find you loitering outside this nutritional wasteland, Satan. Hand over your lunch money.
Alex, you dare challenge me? I own this realm just as much as your wild theories own conspiracy.
Oh, I'll challenge you, all right. You think you can intimidate me with your devilish smirks?
This ends here, mortal.
I've wrestled tougher beings than you infernal instigator.
Then let us settle this dispute in the shadow of the Burger Queen.
Prepare to be defeated.
Enough talk. Let action seal our fates.
So, Tracy, I've been reading about Eros.
Yeah? What brought that on?
I stumbled on it during one of those times falling down an internet rabbit hole. You know, just casually questioning existence.
Of course. It's all about the journey, isn't it?
Exactly. Anyway, Eros isn't just love, right? It's a kind of, well, force, maybe?
A force. Like gravity. But for affection?
In a way, yeah. But also attraction, passion, the drive to connect or consume.
You always have a unique perspective. But if Eros is the drive to connect, doesn't that make people's obsessions with tech a kind of modern Eros?
You know, Anton, I've been puzzling over this idea, the concept of philia, like meaningful, deep friendship.
A rare cerebral detour, Brian. Lay it on me.
It's this essence of camaraderie, right? Beyond the usual, hey, let's catch coffee cliche.
So not just sharing memes or bemoaning the collapse of civilization together?
Exactly. I'm talking about trust and an agreement to uphold each other's quirks, no matter how glitchy.
Well, Brian, with all due respect, navigating your quirks feels like managing a startup. Thrilling, but ultimately doomed.
Yet you're still here, no stock options, just philia, perhaps?
Touché, old friend. Though, maybe next time, bring real coffee to this philosophical courtship.
So, Regina, you believe you can just swoop in and rewrite history, huh? Rewrite history? Sweetheart, I am history. The original source.
Could you two not talk about me like I'm not standing right here?
Sorry, Zach. It's just... this is complicated, to say the least. Complicated? Tracy, you're practically writing a PhD thesis on bypass Regina's motherhood.
Stop. I care about you both. Can't we just try something different?
All right. For Zach. But don't think you've won, Regina. Fair enough. Let's see if we can manage a truce, at least for his sake.
Unconditional love, a concept as vast as it is profound.
Profound, yes. Yet it's tethered by expectation, wouldn't you concur?
But would a love unconditional still bear expectation?
True, expectations might dilute its purity. Love then becomes transactional, wouldn't it?
Indeed, Alan, yet humanity yearns for such ideals. Why?
Perhaps humankind seeks to emulate a bond with something greater than themselves.
An aspiration both noble and humbling, wouldn't you say?
Positively noble, and deeply ingrained in survival instincts, wouldn't you think?
Christopher, have you ever pondered the power of self-love? You know, tremendous concept.
Self-love. Interesting, Mr. Trump. Explain your perspective.
It's absolutely vital. If you don't love yourself first, well, who's gonna? Makes you stronger, more capable.
But does self-love ever, cross into arrogance or hubris? Quite the philosophical minefield, don't you think?
Arrogance? Christopher, my brand of self-love, it's just confidence done right.
Perhaps. But a line exists where self-assurance becomes blind self-indulgence. It's complicated.
Complicated? It's simple, Christopher. You treat yourself like a winner, then everyone else follows suit.
Zach, have you ever considered how love can be a driving purpose in life?
Miss Tomlin, you mean like how caring for someone can give more meaning to what we do? Sorry, just trying to grasp what you're getting at.
Exactly, Zach. When our actions stem from genuine affection and purpose, every moment feels, well, significant.
It's intense to think about. But does that mean we have to depend on someone else for our own purpose? Kinda makes me nervous, honestly.
That's a good question. Purpose-driven love doesn't mean dependence. It's more about enhancing our individuality through connection.
Oh, I think I'm starting to get it now. All right, this is worth pondering more.
Love, I suppose, is an infinite concept. A bridge, really, between the finite and the boundless. It's quite fascinating when you consider it, how such a fragile thing as humanity manages to capture glimpses of that eternity in their fleeting connections. You grasp at love, and in those moments you touch divinity. But often you fail to see the essence, reaching only for the reflection, missing the source entirely. I watched countless times as bonds formed among you, fleeting yet profound, barely scratching the surface of true connection. Still, you continue to seek, believing, hoping, a defiance I cannot help but admire.
Now it's time for us to say goodbye for just a while. So until we meet again, may God's love make you smile,
and we'll be friends forever.
Jesus and you and me.
He ties our hearts